Sharon.
And it goes down.
K.
Very few of you know that Bob, for one 10-year period, was awarded the Error-Free Performance Award.
What?
10 years, error-free performance. 10 years
Error-free.
without making an error, one error.
Oh,
And,
error-free. Never made a decision, John.
Well, you must have heard about it too. Because when somebody asked how he could do that, he said, this could be important. Anyway, his answer explained his total philosophy of management. He said, what decisions? I haven't made any in 10 years.
What?
So, anyway, this answer so epitomized the perfect utility manager. Bob has quickly rose through the ranks, and I understand he's working on his 25-year error-free performance award at this time.
Same criteria.
Same criteria. Well, I then thought, well, I had to call to a few of the people that worked with Bob, and I talked to some of them just to get a little better feel. And a number of them said,
Talking to my secretary.
well, a number of them said that, this is a direct quote, Bob has to take enemas to clear his sinuses. But anyway, I suspect this is probably jealousy on their part. Nothing personal. Well, there's only one other thing that I wanted to talk about. Talk about Bob's fantasies. I talked about it a little bit. That's right. Bob's got a couple fantasies. One is to be a big shot in the Republican Party. That's Bob. And the other one is to be a go-go dancer. So I found the perfect gift for him. He can be a little bit of both. And Bob, you can kind of get even with those girls back in high school that stuffed their bras with Kleenex.
I think he's got
Thanks, John.
What do we need here? We used to model it. Oh, yeah.
You're going to model that, right?
Anyway, Bob, good luck on the next 50. I mean,
Thanks, John. I'll just put that dude on.
It won't fit with your jeans on.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You're going to fall over. Watch out, Rich.
He's going to kill me.
There goes the elastic. Now Rich gets that. We're passing him along, huh? Oh, that looks good, Bob.
There we go.
That looks real good. Should have saved that sweet potato.
What are you dreaming?
well, that's it for me. I couldn't find anything
Thank
else
God
about
you
Bob.
stopped.
First time shirts.
That was well done.
Hanging low, Bob.
You know, the first time I met Bob was in school, and I think it was time for exams, and we went over to John's house. And, we'd spend 45 minutes or an hour worrying about something, and all of us, John would say, come on, be good, will you? John would say, come on, Bob, can't you get this? And Bob would say, I can't get this, I don't understand this. Let's go over it again one more time, John. And Rich would say, I can't get this, the hell with it, and he'd go upstairs and raid Pat's refrigerator. Actually,
Bob said, I don't need it. I'm going to be working for a utility.
He said, screw it, I don't even know shit either. I'm going to be a lawyer. All you do knows how to fuck.
I didn't realize that you knew you were going to be a lawyer when you were back studying for your engineering degree, but I should have known that. You know, when you were back in the back of Scheide's class in Swift Hall, sawing them off in the middle of the afternoon while the rest of us were trying, taking furious notes. I mean, it was all
Paul Marshall, too.
Yeah, that's right.
He was so good at kissing ass. It
didn't matter.
Might as well make a career out of it.
You took my... You followed the lead, right?
They're either kissing ass or suing.
Forget what you said.
What
amazed me about these two guys, they'd never ever show up to class on time. Rich was always late because he was oversleeping sometime because of the night before. And Bob was always shining his car out in the damn park.
I can understand that one.
Still doing
You
it.
know, if they had voted for the guys most likely to succeed, can you imagine either one of these two getting that?
Wouldn't have been on the ballot.
And here they are, both of them. You know, successful people, captains of industry.
Captain, that's right. That's utility.
Yeah, well, you know, a successful lawyer who's making his way in the world. I mean, hey, these two guys have got it made, you know.
We do have it.
We do have it.
There
Where's
was
my keychain?
I understood Bob bumped into a genie the other day. The genie said, I'm going to grant you 3 wishes.
Yes.
Okay? And Bob said, well, you know, the first wish, I'd like to have a good, long life, happy with my family and that sort of thing. And he said, the genie said, okay, fine. Your wish is granted. You will probably die sometime after your 95th birthday making mad love to Sharon.
Oh. One time, look what I got to look at.
Gotta wait another 45 years.
One
But
time
it's
he
a
croaks.
promise. Hallelujah. I know what his second wish was.
The second
By
wish
that time
was,
I'd fall
hey,
in and drown.
I'd like to be a wealthy man. I'd like to be a millionaire. And the genie said, okay, next Wednesday's Ohio lottery, the numbers are 7, 12, 19, 23, 27, 32. That's the winner.
Got that, Bob?
Do you remember that?
Write
I said,
that
well,
down.
geez, you know, that's terrific. I'll be a millionaire then. And the third wish, what do you want? Bob, you know, being the good-hearted person that he is, said, well, I really wish for world peace. Well, world peace, so the genie said, poof, and there's a big map of the world. Well, now point out the area of the world you want peace to be in. No, I want the whole world. Well, that's pretty tough to do. Is there something else you'd like to wish for? You know, I can't think of anything. You know, well, was there anything about your life you'd like to change? Well, you know, I go to parties and I'd like to be able to stay awake through the entire party. And the genie said, well, maybe we'll go back to the world.
She always starts out.
A formal roast or toast to you I wasn't going to compose. For our intimate meetings I thought I'd not expose. We'd had our fun times and our great times as well. But now that we're by our good times we must end, for it's getting more difficult for you to get it up again. I'm sure Sharon didn't give a damn. I felt for her it was her insurance against being pregnant again. As for Rich, he never did much care as long as for sex he didn't have to prepare.
Got them both with that one.
So if you're ever lonely, just give me a call and we'll try it again, even though it's gotten so small. Endearingly.
Opportunity in the last 2 months to review Bob's life, and I've managed to stuff the whole thing in a plastic garbage.
We're right back where you found it, right?
I am also, I collected so much information here that I've begun to author a book, a genealogy of interesting wee-wees I have met.
Let's see that again, Richard.
Are you interested in that?
Is it spelled correctly? I couldn't figure out whether to put the apostrophe in or not. But anyway, there are a lot of opportunities here.
But, you know, at least you continue to look. You got a few
That's
pages
right.
to fill up yet.
So the search is not over.
I see. They're all close-ups of white knights, aren't they?
That's right.
And it's those cards. Yeah, right, yeah.
I did manage, however, to find a little-known infant photograph. That means about 2 years ago, he celebrated his 30th reunion. He went back, and he met an old flame in high school, and they spent quite a bit of time talking.
Boys' high school.
So anyway, they're talking, and finally she says to him, rather sheepishly, she says, "You know, Bob," she said, "I've got some good news and some bad news." And he said, "Well, what's the bad news?" She said, "Well," she said, "last year," she said, "I had to undergo a full hysterectomy." And he said, "Well, Miss Bobwood," he said, "I'm very, very sorry to hear that. Yes, that's very unfortunate." He said, "What's the good news?" She said, "We found your high school ring."
I remember the times you used to stop by and visit, you know. She was so proud of the dresses I bought her, you know. She didn't want anybody to steal them, you know. She came home one time and found him guarding them in the cupboard. He was really well camouflaged, too, because he had one of them on.
Just last month, they were at the doctor again and given an examination, and the doctor was examining Bob, and Sharon was out waiting, and perfect health. The doctor said, "Bob, there's really nothing wrong with you." He said, "You really are in great health for a man of 50 years old." And he said, "Is there anything that you want to talk about?" And Bob said, "Well, you know, doctor," he said, "there is one thing that I've noticed that's a little strange." He said, "Every time Sharon and I have intercourse, I'm either shivering or I'm in a sweat. One time I'm sweating, next time I'm shivering." And they said, "I don't understand it." The doctor said, "Well, let me look at you some more." So he did, and I can't find anything. "Let's call Sharon." They called Sharon in, and the doctor said, "Sharon, Bob's telling me that he's got this problem that when you have intercourse, one time he's sweating, the next time he's shivering, and then he's sweating, and he's shivering," and he said he doesn't understand it. Sharon said, "Well," he said, "I understand it perfectly." He said, "One time it's in August, and then it's in January." Well, when he was in human relations, in his interest of current day health problems, he posted this notice to employees that due to the outbreak of AIDS, kissing ass will no longer be tolerated. And the same time, Jackson was head of the Fine Arts Fund, and he put Bob in charge of publicity. And Bob went away for 2 weeks, and he came up with the theme for the new publicity program that he thought was...
Sponge yourself tired, yeah.
Bob has a more laid-back philosophy of life.
Money isn't
That
everything.
money isn't everything.
But it does keep you in
Touch with you. But my theory was she actually went out with you the second time hoping she'd get a second Christmas goose. But that's another story, Bob.
Oh, wait a minute.
Bob's story.
Nothing to do with it.
Lifted her right over the banister. He's standing behind her. I'm standing. She's screaming at me.
I'm not to blame for it. I don't know what you're yelling about. Bob had the fun. She screamed at you, playing me. I mean,
That's right. She thought we were married.
Yeah. That was the girl that you told about before, the hysterectomy.
Okay, this is your big moment.
Dear Rich,
Okay, you're always right and never wrong in all that you do. And that surely makes life a bit like hell for those around you. Always busy and on the go, nothing you do is ever slow. The quickness in your step and the way you drive, when it's your turn to chauffeur, everyone finds a way to hide. Everybody's getting him on that one, huh? A bit gruff at times and not one to show emotion. Still those who know you care because of your devotion. However, at this roast, I'll take this chance to say sweet nothings to you and get the last word in with all my love. Fuck you.
Everything.
But when they were younger, they had a signal, didn't you two guys?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
When Rich wanted sex, he would reach over and grab Kay on the breast and yank once. And if he didn't want sex, he would yank twice. And if Kay wanted sex, she would reach over and yank on Richard's penis once. And if she didn't want sex, she would yank on Dick's penis 90 times.
That's because he told her to.
Right, yeah, Kay's always done everything Rich does.
The first 50 years.
Back to you before I get lost.
Okay.
That's great. This is really great. My mother would love this.
I bet she would.
School years. Rich excelled in obscene gestures, cheat sheets. Having gone through puberty during second semester of kindergarten, Rich became super stud of the primary grades with the appropriate picture. Jeez. Fathers of young girls formed support groups to protect their daughters. Here's such a group greeting Rich, coming for a date with a fire hose. The college years. Oh, jeez. Study group, John, Dorf, Harold, Bob, Rich, and Zeke. Oh, Lord.
Yep.
Look at these guys.
They look as good as you
You
guys
remember,
used to.
you remember the night Zeke leaned back in his chair? And
Yeah.
Just
oh, my God, and
yeah,
went right
right.
through the floor.
That was a concrete floor too. That's what worried me. I remember that.
There's a picture of UC co-eds, awestruck. Over 90 and smoking cigars, even in those days. Yes. It is amazing. I do have a way with women over 90. Morning after, Rich helping date, call for a cab. we got a phone up to an ear of a dog. The fare was such a deal. Yeah, a sampan. Here's Rich with no clothes on. Kay, did they find our luggage yet?
Well, I guess we'll have to
There comes an age in everyone's life when you have to stand up tall, look yourself straight in the mirror, and say, "What the hell happened here?"
I love that one. Isn't that terrific? Bob, I've had that. I've taken that a number of times.
Oh, Judy, these are great. I like this one about Africa.
Over the hill expressions. Hey. Chief Executive Officer in charge of Diddley Squat. Oh, that'll be great. Thank you.
It's not the length, it's not the size, it's how many times you can make it rise. She's big, she's wet, she's hot, and she's yours. Happy birthday, Pat and John. finally got my head together and my body is falling apart. Singing from your childhood. With tiny hands, he won't be the artist. With tiny feet, he won't be the dancer. You'll never be a porn star either.
Oh, sure, it's Swan Sally again.
Yeah, right.
Swan Sally.
There you go.
Oh, since Bob gave up checkers.
Yeah, he's not good at jumping
Checkers
anymore.
for between the bingo games. For those that end their bingo games early. Thank you.